my time zone when my mind's gone and I'm flying home and I'm stressed out and I'm tempted to get that style phone and go pull it up, but you know what's up and you know that ain't gonna solve nothing. I mean, Lord forbid I might fall or something and I'm all another cause all I need is you to hold me down like bitch strapped to the psych ward. It's killing me, but you still with me when I fight hard and you digging me when I'm egging you. Deal with me when my car's pulled. Could've dealt with me, but you fell for me before I fell for you. Keep me on that right path and the right math. It's you plus nothing's everything. You my everything. Saying you ain't gotta question my allegiance, cause the way you love me, I could never leave. I need you.
By my side, thick and thin, highs and lows, don't let go. We gon' ride, we gon' win, don't know how, all I know. You, all I ever needed. You, all I ever needed. You, all I ever needed. You, all I ever needed.
Let's go. Listen to you.
How did I fall in this? No condition that get a mention, but you offer this unconditional love. I swear I sell it all for this. Trying to keep it together, forget my awkwardness. But often it's just you and me off in this valley of shadows, and I know they trying to pick me off in this, but all I need is you. It's funny just how off I get when I ain't riding with you. No adjectives for your awesomeness. They burning one for that burnout. This life done got them all turned out. Took time out to put time in, so I turn to you when I want out. Need is you. You slow me down cause you know me now. With my phony smiling, I'm acting like it's all copacetic. It's so pathetic, so juvenile. What you do? You keep me cool in the summer when they be dressing less and I be wanting to show off and stunt. There ain't nothing to want. You give me all that I need. All I need is you to keep that fire burning for me. All I need is you.
By my side, thick and thin, highs and lows, don't let go. We gon' ride, we gon' win, don't know how, all I know. You, all I ever needed. 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 Ain't nobody gon' get in the way. Put that on my money in the bank. Cause you do what the mothers can't. And I love that, yeah. We gon' ride till the wheels fall off. Above it all, we can never fall, yeah. Hold my hand, we can have it all. Hold my hand, we can have it all. By my side, thick and thin, highs and lows, don't let go. We gon' ride, we gon' win, don't know how, all I know. You, all I ever needed. You, all I ever needed. All I ever needed. You always fill me up when I'm feeling down. You always make it better for me somehow. All I need is you. Cause all I need is you.
Hey, we see you, Queen Tasha. G2G, NOB, hashtag ODAT. We out here, y'all. Let's go. Fantastics, family. Man, I think I'm starting to get used to this and everything, so let's go. Man, I hope y'all can see what's on the screen. Man, this is about the Real ID. They're going to be issuing out, man, on October 1st. This beautiful sister right here, man, is finna great give us some information about this and stuff like that. That way we need to be aware. They finna try to get aware for the New World Order, y'all. So we need to get it ready for when they finna try to kick down doors and stuff like that. So, man, G2G, NLB, we in the building. Hey, y'all, we had King Chose earlier. He was going over the over Genesis chapter 10 and 11. And, man, that was wonderful, y'all. That is wonderful. And I love it. How blessings, beautiful Queen Nisha. I make sure I get your body your armor, man, when I come back on the loud top. Beautiful Queen Positive Movement. Hey, let's go, families. So, King Chose, he was going over Genesis, y'all. There are two things that the devil hates, man, out of all the books of the Bible, y'all. And that is the beginning and the end. Genesis and Revelations. The reason why, because of Genesis, because it tells you where he's from, what he's about, you know, how he was made. You know, the reason why he hates about Revelations is because it tells you about his doom, his ending. So, let's go, families.
If I ever took a loss, I learned a lesson. I won't ever think I'm better than the next man. I've been down before to come up, I ain't stressing. Baby, I'm too busy counting all these blessings. Blessings.
Count it up, count it up, count it up. Line 'em up, line 'em up, line 'em up. Swear the sun shining on me, get my heart up, no matter that trouble surrounding us. They don't see that it's a lot of us. Everybody move anonymous. Won't take that credit, I know where we get it. Them blessings be coming from God above. I was doing all kind of bad, what a quiet. Tell him I need a verse. Hit the pew and tell God he's first. Hit the studio, the body of verse.
Hey,
I remember pushing mama little white high, there was no gas money. I just bought a car, cash money. I ain't even trying to brag on it. I just tell it how it really is. I ain't tripping, they ain't feeling this. I ain't saying I deserve nothing, I'm just trying to talk about the benefits. I've been punching in the clock, trying to keep the kitchen stocked. Man, it's a blessing cause we ain't never had a lot, but all we need is all we got. Whew.
If I ever took a loss, I learned a lesson. I won't ever think I'm better than the next man. I've been down before to come up, I ain't stressing. Baby, I'm too busy counting all these blessings. Blessings. Count it up, count it up, count it up. Count it up, count it up, count it up. Count it up, count it up, count it up. Blessings. Count it up, count it up, count it up. Count it up, count it up, count it up. Count it up, count it up, count it up. I put my mama in the grip that stop stressing. I put my girl in a brand new diamond necklace. She said she need more of my love and affection. Cause lately I've been working harder than ever. She said, baby, you a boss. Baby, please catch her. Darling, you a boss. Let's do something special. Take me on the PJ, but she go to Mexico. I've been down for you, boy, since when the money was low. Anything for my back, cause she a blessing. Yeah. If you woke up this morning, it's a blessing. If I ever took a loss, I learned a lesson. I won't ever think I'm better than the next man. I've been down before to come up, I ain't stressing. Baby, I'm too busy counting all these blessings. Blessings. Count it up, count it up, count it up. Count it up, count it up, count it up. Count it up, count it up, count it up. Blessings. Count it up, count it up, count it up. Count it up, count it up, count it up. Count it up, count it up, count it up.
I took so many losses, could've lost it. Yeah. Left him licking like a faucet, almost cost me. Everything that I got, all of my fam, part of the plan. I was eating fried bologna out of the pan. Y'all don't understand, I was trying to get it. I'm in that studio trying to keep it pushing. Patty pies, boy, I kept them cooking. All I needed was the Mary, but the guy in me was having commentary. Woo! I got angels all around like a Nita Baker. Blessings falling in line, guess I need a taper. And every loss is a lesson. Tell my haters I confess. Treat them like the green bubbles on my iPhone. I probably never read the message.
If I ever took a loss, I learned a lesson. I won't ever think I'm better than the next man. I've been down before to come up, I ain't stressing. Baby, I'm too busy counting all these blessings. Blessings. Count it up, count it up, count it up. Count it up, count it up, count it up. Count it up, count it up, count it up. Blessings. Count it up, count it up, count it up. Count it up, count it up, count it up. Count it up, count it up, count it up. Blessings, blessings.
Hey, and I'm surely counting all my blessings, family, and I surely hope y'all is too. Man, let's go. Let's see what she got to tell us, families.
Lisa Haven here. Well, Americans are going to be and already are forced to comply by October 1st, 2020. If you do not comply, well, that means no entry for you. And the bills and legislation were passed in 2005. What am I talking about? Well, many of you probably already heard about this, but I want to bring it back up because I think it's a very critical point that we are at in our society today. I am talking about the real ID. Now, if you've gone to the DMV lately, you may have gotten a notice or some kind of new requirement stating that you cannot fly, nor can you, well, enter any federal buildings if you don't comply with the new federal national ID called a real ID. For those of you who may not know what the real ID is, I'm going to throw up the resolution here on the screen, but this was passed again in 2005, and it's called the Real ID Act, House Resolution 1268, and it's titled Improve Security for Driver's License and Personal ID Cards. Now, this requires you, when you go into the DMVs, to submit your name, your phone number, your address, stuff that you would submit for a driver's license. However, it takes it a step further, and it asks for proof of residency, your birth certificate, and your social security card. Additionally, this will include facial recognition technology. It reads, subject each person applying for a driver's license or ID card to mandatory facial image capture. What does that mean? Well, that means that they have your face on record in a federal national database. Means when you go to the airport, you can have an ID with your face on it, and in addition to that, they'll have your face on their screen. That is what facial ID recognition technology is. They have your face scanned, and now they have the ability to find you in a crowd. That is the purpose of the Real ID, to get all your information on a federalized, nationalized database, and this is what the government has done. When must we all comply? Well, as I stated in the beginning of video, and as you can see in the document, we must all comply by October 1st, 2020. That means you have your Real ID in your hand with a little star logo up in the corner of your ID there, showing that you are Real ID and federally, nationally recognized, and you're compliant as well. Now, how are the states holding up to this? Well, check out this map. This map shows 98% of the states here in America are ID compliant, or have at least filed for an extension to be ID compliant. Green means that they're already compliant. Yellow means that they've actually filed for that extension. Now, this is all part of the United Nations agenda. This is why they're implementing this thing, because according to Article 16.9, everyone in the world needs to have an identification card by 2030, as you can see there. Well, this national ID no longer is it controlled by the states as we have with our driver's license, but now you become a national federalized agent, federalized person with all your personal data given to the feds. Now, what if you don't comply? What if you say, I don't want your Real ID, I'm just going to keep my driver's license? Right. Well, obviously, that's an option as well, but you will not be able to fly domestically, nor will you be able to enter any federal buildings. You can't do any of that unless you have a Real ID, and you cannot fly unless you have a passport or a Real ID. In other words, it's a forced compliance on the American people. And fact of the matter is, they're really pushing for it. Check out this report here from News10.com, put out July 2018. DMV encouraging New Yorkers to get the Real ID. K5 News, July 2018. Washington driver's license change to comply with Real ID. Daily Press, June 2018. Virginia DMV introduces new Real ID credentials. The Chronicle, July 2018, Ohio requires new ID by 2020. Golden State Newspaper, June 2018, all California driver's license must upgrade to the new Real ID. Doesn't this kind of remind you of something?
You see your papers?
I don't think I have them on me.
In that case, we'll have to ask you to come along.
Wait, it's possible that yes. Here we are.
These papers expired 3 weeks ago. You'll have to come along. Halt!
Halt! Papers, please. Let me see your papers. You know, here's what I find interesting about the Real ID, that the entire purpose that they pushed this in the first place was around September 11. They said we didn't want more terrorists and we wanted to better weed out terrorists from our country. So let's get a nationalized database, because let's be frank, that's what it is, and make every American comply with their social security numbers, face recognition technology, so we can get that. But here's the thing that they don't say is, if you want to vote, you don't need a Real ID. Kind of a catch-22, right? Because if you were trying to get away from voter fraud, and it really had anything to do with September 11th and, well, our voting system, then wouldn't they make voting part of Real ID compliant? No. You can still vote having your typical way of voting. You don't even have to support or have your real ID. The real motive here then shows me that it's 100% control. What's next? Checkpoints?
The government's now putting a national ID card together and they want checkpoints.
We will be carrying our papers, and they have recommended there'll be checkpoints throughout the country.
Isn't that what Nazi Germany did that everybody in America was against? Checkpoints, papers, please. May I see your papers?
It seems that checkpoints just might be step 2 in this entire process. But what do you need in order to have that checkpoint? Well, you need a more federalized police force. But that's not something they've ever talked about, right? Check out this report. It goes all the way back to 2015. The first one's here, USA Today. Reynolds wants a lawless police force. Federalize it. WND News 2016. Obama's federalization of police grows nationwide. Real news right now. Trump announces plan to federalize American police department. Now, I love Trump to death. I may not agree with everything in this particular one. I just don't agree with. Here we have a federalized national ID system you're forced to comply with by 2020, or you can forget about flying and going into, well, public places like your federal departments there. And now they're even talking about a federalized police force. This is removing so much power from the states and giving it over to federal. There has to be an equal amount of power in both branches. You can't give everything over to the feds because then absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. I'm a huge supporter. I believe we need government. We do absolutely. I don't believe in really big government, but I believe in equal forms of power to the state and to the federal. But this is just simply not going to happen when you federalize everything. Well, I'd love to get your thoughts and concerns on this. Please leave them below. And don't forget to check.
Hey, and she was actually correct about almost everything about that, y'all. I like how she went to different sites and different articles just to let us know, just to keep us up to date what they've been doing recently. And they straight martial law, beautiful Queen Elisa. And that's exactly what they finna do. There gonna be some people, man, they're gonna be waking up and they ain't gonna have no clue why in the heck these people coming in, kicking in their doors, man. But we steady worried about some other stuff that we ain't even got the main focus on what these cats is doing right there in our face. They doing it in our face, y'all. They doing it in our face. And they put it in small words, you know what I'm saying? Act like that we don't know how to read a paper or something or an article. Like, come on, man. Like, we got to get with it or get lost. At the same time, though, man, corruption in America, always gonna be corruption in America, but it's just crazy. I got another video that I want to show y'all too, but let's vibe out. Thanks, Queen Terry. It's crazy. Like, we gotta worry about our kids.
I decided I'm gonna be everything I'm gonna be. Now I hear the Lord calling me. Yeah. I decided I'm gonna be everything I'm gonna be. Now I hear the Lord calling me.
Let's go.
Said I'm winning like it's my job. I know we pay the best, and Jesus always come across. Know we pay the debt. It's obvious I'm infatuated with the path to greatness, but often I get distracted, like forgetting what His name is. I'll never have greatness if I don't have you. Call it a full lie if they speak half truth. I chew. I'm allergic to the nonsense in the game. I chew. I'm getting nauseous. No, they bright don't taste the same. Sip of wine while I'm watching the moon shine. Yeah. Sip of wine while I'm watching the moon shine. Yeah. Always looking for something stronger. Anything to make your 15 minutes longer. Still I feel like these nights is getting longer. Exercising these demons, I feel like they getting stronger. Made a call to my pastor. I had tears inside my eyes. Well aware that he the type to see the truth inside my lies. Still he smile, tell me everything is fine. Sweetheart, all you gotta do is decide. Hung up the phone and said I'm ready for the calling. All they see is the dirt, but they will see inside the garden. Yeah, hung up the phone and said I'm ready for the calling. All they see is the dirt, but they will see inside the garden. Yeah. And this is shout out to the flow. And I ain't talking rap, but if you with me, then you know. Cause I decided I'm gonna be everything I'm gonna be. Now I hear the Lord calling me. Love how you call my name and hide these tears inside the rain. Love how you call my name and hide these tears inside the rain. Still out, staring out my window. Look, I can see the pain. Staring out my window to see the sunshine. da, see the sunshine in the rain.
King Game.
Ay, da 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 da, see the sunshine in the rain. Da 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 da.
Beautiful warrior queen, don't work too hard.
Da 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 da, da 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 da, see the sunshine in the rain.
Dear future me,
Will I ever smile again?
dear future me,
Will I?
Please try and stay beautiful, be positive. We love you, sis. We with you.
question.
Will I be alright? 'Cause I'm trying to maintain. I look like a dying. Try not to go insane.
Will I ever move from this place? I can't give up.
I don't wanna lose up. I'm trying to
Bless this
conquer
beautiful
this
queen of
thing
Sandra.
I
That's so
call
wonderful.
Sometimes I wonder,
life.
the struggle is real. If I can be honest,
Do I even have a chance?
dear future me,
Will I get to feel again?
I've put this wall up. They won't hurt me again.
I don't wanna lose hope. I just wanna do what I've been told.
Everybody got an opinion.
Is it worth my life?
I'm over it.
We love you, queen.
I wanna know.
G2T, we out.
I can see
Beautiful
the
queen KPR,
sun
we love you,
peeking
young sis.
through the rain.
May everything be blessed for you. You walk
Dear
away.
future me,
Everybody that's out there, y'all, man, we love them all, y'all.
The pain and shame.
We love them all, y'all. We with y'all, man.
dear future me, finally.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone.
Dear future me,
I think I can make it now. The pain is gone.
dear future me.
Hit that like button to God.
My future is calling. My future is calling. I gotta go. I can't stay here no more. I can't stay here no more. Gotta go. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. My future is calling. My future is calling. I gotta go. I can't stay here no more. I can't stay here no more. Gotta go.
Hey, man, I really, man, just be wanting y'all to know, man, where my mind be going, though. Yeah, my mind be bouncing a little bit of everywhere, though, but I try to keep it in the right place, you know. So I share a lot of stuff with my wife, man, and you know, she like my new walk, man. I used to do some crazy stuff, man, and you know, I done got older, man. So I just want to say I love y'all, man, and I thank y'all for rocking out with me, y'all. And that's a lot of stuff, man, that's out there, man, that we really do need to pay attention about. Even though, man, when it comes down with the the sex trafficking and stuff like that, man. All this is written in the name. It's written in the scriptures, y'all. And man, we really got to go back to that. You know, Chosen King, man, his QA panel talk, man, is gonna be off the chain. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward for that, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Especially just going over Genesis 1 through 10. You know, so that's really gonna be awesome though, y'all. And you know, man, I really want to try to do like some QAs over here too as well. You know, just based upon you know, society, our economy, you know, where it's going to be heading and the downfall for it. You know, what should we do? How should we prepare ourselves and stuff like that? That's the things I think that we should mostly be focused on, other than hearsay, you know, but, you know, out of sight, out of mind, y'all. So if you ain't thinking about it, you really ain't going to be worried about it. So we're going to keep our focus on what's really going on in society. That way that our children could be able to adapt and adjust to what's going on, even after we leave. You know, they know they're going to be well prepared, especially, man, when they got all the angels that surround them. I got a video that's actually going to give us the names of the angels, y'all. And I always was thinking, like, you know, I kind of felt sad for myself, like, man, if I do go to heaven, I don't even know all the angels. You know, like, that's crazy. You know, how would that make them feel? You know, the ones that been watching over me all my lives. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know their name. You know, but they know my name. They know what I did, when I did wrong, when I did right, when I cried, when I felt pain and hate and stuff like that. You know, they know all that, but I don't even know them. So I would like to know the angels too. And there's a video where it talks in the book of Enoch, man, where he names the angels. And I think that's another reason why they took the book of Enoch out to me. But let's go though, yeah.
A billion years ahead, this whole world will be nothing. There's a joy that is coming like the morning. Nothing that we left.
Make sure y'all support beautiful creatures. She be doing her whole day program walks, man, in the morning time. Beautiful Queen Lisa be joining her. Y'all make sure y'all do that with her. Do not forget Beautiful Queen Terrain, wonderful lifestyle talking show. I'll also talk about the relationship. Beautiful Queen, Mama Jones, whatever we do, say something.
Ripped out. On my way home. Hey, why little bad, let's lift out. On my way home. No reminiscing, I would not battle. On my way home. Don't dwell on the past unless this guy gospel. Let's go. My life ain't feel skippy, come feel tripping if you don't believe it. My life is a war zone, no meal till you nothing's coming easy. I got a lot of bad burns, I got a few sad wounds, bullet holes in my L1s. I be done with all that song. Yeah, I lost a few loved ones. I enjoyed a lot of good times. Feet tired for the journey, but my heart's know that's a good sign. Oh no, won't be stopping my pilgrimage uptown. Oh no, I made it way too high up to come down. Somebody told me I ain't gotta pack no license lately. Somebody told me ain't no joy that I want that I can't get. Life as we know it would change. I'm in it there with my gang. To be with the lamb was slain. A billion years ahead, this whole world will be nothing. There's a joy that is coming like the morning. Nothing that we left will compare to this new song. Hearts united in freedom. It sounds like oh, we out here, man, we do things violent and vicious, rude things, violent and wicked fools, man. We get the top of the food chain, cannibalizing our crews, daily is dude slang. Murderers thinking they know, if you don't think it's true, ask my dude Kane. Tell me how civilized, there's a world where the killer thrives.
Darker victims villainized, then authorities ill-advised. The snake in his venom is our lettuce, no immunized. We need a Jonah, we Ninevites, still in pride. The Lion of Judah, he came. The sun set down in our world, and still it rains. Our infatuation with killing extended to him, he was slain. Outlet he made would get his redemption, is finally reclaimed. We'll say, somebody told me, won't need a shoulder to weep on, no more tears. Somebody told me, I ain't gotta hold no heat, ain't no more fears. Life as we know it will change. Don't need no pills, ain't no pain, ain't no successor, forever he reigns. A billion years ahead, this whole world will be nothing.
And the next time you go live, Queen,
there's a joy that's coming like the morning. Nothing that we left will compare to this new song. Heart united in freedom.
We're gonna give all thanks, praises, and glory to him.
It sounds like
we fight this.
what it sound like now? What it sound
Go
like?
back to him, though. That's
What
what
it sound
I'm
like now? We'll be singing no. What it sound like now? What it sound like now? What it sound like now? We'll compare to the snow song. Heart united and free.
This is the last song right here, families. Just want to say I love y'all. Support G2G. NLB, okay. Make sure y'all, man, y'all subscribe to Chosen King. Power